Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today. Sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we've got a couple of housekeeping items, couple of meat and potato items that we need to discuss here. So a couple of things I wanted to talk about before we get into the ratings is I know a lot of you have been requesting for new intros, new music, all the things. So I just want to say this. I'm working on it. I promise you guys I'm working on it. Up until last Thursday, I was working 2 full-time jobs. There's a bigger reason as to why, in terms of if I told you guys, you'd be shocked that I even have time to do YouTube, which is primarily why I do uploads. I have a little bit more time now to kind of work on some of those items. So please just bear with me. I promise you, I'll try to get it out still hopefully within this month or no later than February. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Also, like my one main job, although it's a work from home position, there are times where every so often I have to travel out to that location and actually work there physically. So when those dates happen, then that's when you don't see too much content for me. You should just assume, Anonymous Tea it is booked and busy. It is busy. So that's what's going on there. Also, I use the same person for my music, so I'll have to reach out to that person to see if they've got time. All of their stuff's been original music that I've used on this platform, with the exception of the cover that they did, but it's all their original music. So I'll have to contact them, see what they've got time to do. But in the meantime, please just bear with me, you guys. I promise you. I see what you guys say. And for the most part, you guys have been very constructive in your criticism and in your feedback and everything else, and different things you want to see. It doesn't go unnoticed and it doesn't go ignored. I love each and every single one of you. I'm grateful for all of your guys' support. So I just wanted to say that, you guys. Also, don't forget, you guys, it is absolutely for free to follow me on all of these platforms, on YouTube, on the gram. As long as TikTok's going to be available in the U.S., you have these links here. So let's get into these numbers, y'all. Let's get into these ratings for Love Marriage Huntsville. Y'all know why y'all here. The ratings went up 9% from this previous episode. So it went from 315,000 viewers, 0.10 in the demo, last week's episode, and this past Saturday's episode, it increased by 27,000 viewers to 342,000 viewers. So nonetheless, and also the demo went up 2.11. So what does this mean, right? So what happened was Mel was in this episode, number one. Basically, she was in the episode and she had the follow-up scene with Kimmy, in which Kimmy came to her house, was trying to give her tea on, more about Trish and Martell's history of it all. Also wanted to throw in there about, whatever happened at the open house, and that it came out allegedly that the Fletchers, in particular Chris, may have been the one to set up his alleged cousin Trish with Martell, while, of course, Mel and Tell were still married at the time. So nonetheless, in the other scene that Mel was in was her scene where she's eating the popcorn and everything else, and she's confronting Chris and asking Chris, okay, what's good, what's tea? Did you set up Trish and Martell? And more importantly, did you set them up while we were married? And Chris is the one, he was like, well, that's just flat out a lie or whatever. And that's when Mel was like evaluating whether or not she wanted to accept the vow renewal invitation based upon Chris's answer. And Chris, of course, does not have the same energy in front of Mel's face, but wanted to basically throw digs behind confessionals and be a confessional gangster. But what does all this mean, right? What does all this mean? And it means to me, like, I don't understand the fake outrage as it pertains to Mel and how she's moving. She warned that she was going to be back to season 1 Mel this back half of the season. It's not a situation where she's still in love with Martell, that she wants Martell back, that she's trying to gather all this information. Number one, it's called a reality show. And it's okay when everyone else has tea, when everyone else has drama, and everyone wants to ask around, everybody wants to ask everybody what their thoughts are and all these things. But whenever Mel does it, it's an issue. She needs to stay in her lane, she needs to stay in her place, and all this other nonsense. No. This show continuously has tried to revolve around Mel and Tel's drama, even if they're not together and haven't been together for over 5 years. So nonetheless, what Mel is doing is she's gathering intel. She's like, all right, so you're expecting a certain reaction out of me just because you want to have this big reveal on what Martell and Trish allegedly did. I'm not going to give it to you, but I am going to get the tea. I am going to give you some good television as far as to expose how all y'all have been playing in my face this whole time. How dare Chris and Nell say that they're mentors to me? How dare they say that they have, tried to do all this stuff to keep me and Martell together when clearly it looks like Chris was definitely being a double agent, allegedly. If he is out here fishing out other women for Martell to entertain while being married to Mel. And, that's why Mel said, when Martell was telling her to reach out to older couples and older people and all this and that, and how they dealt with the cheating, he was hoping that she was going to be like the alleged other cheaters that Martell hung out with and stay married and find a way to cope with him cheating, that this is a part of the culture, this is something that she should be used to, and all this and that. Forget, what is right and wrong. Forget if you, have brought up a certain type of upbringing or even perhaps even a religious upbringing, all this and that. None of this is appropriate. None of this is okay. But that was what Martell wanted. He wanted to have a wife and a concubine and expected Mel to put up with it. Expected Mel to continue to, play along and act like everything is normal, act like everything is fine, and it didn't matter. Now, nonetheless, we know, of course, Mel is still not discussing the show. Mel still is not discussing anything pertaining to the show. And I just don't know what the show can do from here. If pretty much the Scots 1.0 exposed that the direction of the show, if in fact it does start filming this weekend, is going to be about the stuff Martell and his concubine did. And the rumor on, whether or not Tisha's mom is back on the show. I just feel like, so if you're going to lose somebody who represents, Black excellence and was Black excellence before the existence of this show, how are you going to go back and go deeper into the gutter and go deeper to the bottom of the barrel? Go deeper into gutter trash just to have a reality show? And it's just disgusting how little and how low, of the Black community so many people think and think this is what people want to see. Like I said, a lot of us are highly intelligent, a lot of us are highly educated, a lot of us are highly successful, a lot of us have got a lot of things going for ourselves and a lot of ventures happening for ourselves. How dare you diminish this into us wanting to see trash, wanting to see who was a side chick, who cheated on who, and all this other foolishness. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. They should have been pivoted the moment that Mel and Tel divorced. No, y'all wanted to drag it out and take sides. And y'all should have wanted to pivot after this revenge peace stuff, because now it just looks like a whole mess where y'all were just in on it every single time. Y'all were all allegedly, according to Martell, all getting it in together, coming up behind each other, sharing women together. That's not okay. That's disgusting. That's not Black excellence. We're on the wrong channel. Y'all need to be on OnlyFans. Y'all need to be out here on the triple X rated platforms, not on the OWN network. But if that's what Oprah Winfrey, are you kidding me? Is that what you want the Oprah Winfrey Network to represent? That's why I cannot wait for Ready to Love to come back, because I think there's a lot of delulu being thrown around and thinking that this truly is a number one show on OWN. It's number one by default, you guys. It's number one by default because there's no other programming on. That doesn't mean it is the number one show going toe-to-toe, going to head-to-head against other reality shows. No. If you're the only show that's airing when this happens in a sea of repeats and other nonsense, of course the numbers are going to look a little inflated, or it's going to look like the number one show. If there's nothing else that's on the show, if there's nothing else that's on the network, but reruns of old TV shows and old talk shows, like, make it make sense. But I want to see the same energy when Ready to Love comes back about all that, the number one show unknown and da-da-da-da-da. I hope the Ready to Not Love numbers crush it, y'all. I hope they crush it. As messy and as out of order as it's been in recent seasons, I still want it to be Love and Marriage Huntsville, because I think some people need a wake-up call. People desperately need a wake-up call that, you know, trying to control the narrative, trying to control what they think people want to see and all this and that, getting, you know, feedback from the fans on what they want to see the show to be about. I don't want to see fake scenes, fake businesses, fake empty offices and all this and that. Like, I want to see legitimate stuff. But nonetheless, none of this matters if Mel's not on the show, because you just proved that you did not protect your biggest asset, your biggest name on the show. You didn't find a way to make it happen, right? But again, what if they start filming, y'all? And like I keep saying, what if they start filming these next few months and they don't have the material that they're looking for? Guess who they're going to try to call? Guess who they're going to try to call to save the show? If in fact Mel is gone. So there's that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.